Hey, this is Kenny Florian, and you're listening to the I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
3 times you battled for the UFC championship. Came up short, obviously, against Sherk, Penn, and Aldo. Still an amazing feat to have. I've always considered you one of the best MMA fighters not to win the championship. What was it like getting there and being that title fight?
Thanks, man. It was every time it felt a little different. With the Sean Sherk fight, I certainly didn't have a whole lot of experience, and wasn't sure how that was really going to go down. I was prepared to kind of do my best and fight him as hard as I could, and obviously, Sean was able to get the better of me, and the fight against BJ Penn was really cool because it was cool in that he was a guy that I always looked up to, but I think that also affected me. I think I held him in too high of regard and gave him a little bit too much respect in some ways. And that was also another fight where just kind of training camp wise, there was a lot that just didn't go right in my opinion. And but either way, I do think that he was a guy that was just way better prepared. I thought he had better skills on the feet and as far as wrestling, and those are the two things that I really needed to work on and get better at. It was after that fight that I started training with Firas Zahabi, and I think I made way more progress in getting better as a fighter as well. And then in the fight against Jose Aldo, that was an awesome fight. I think skill-wise, I never felt better. I felt that the weight cut was horrible. And that was kind of the biggest challenge before that. And I didn't feel right in that fight, but I do feel that it was an awesome experience where I learned a lot and improved. I think there's, in martial arts, I do think it's very true. You either win or you learn, and every single time and every day, even until today, it's about trying to get better. And our opponents are great teachers, and they show you in real time and what you need to work on and where your vulnerabilities are.
Joe Rogan described your elbows as being razor sharp. Pretty good compliment coming from a guy like that.
I guess, yeah. Joe has done so much good for the sport, and promoting it, and him just being a huge name, and to see him do so well now is awesome to see. But I think elbows are one of those things that I think not a lot of people work on. It's still, even to this day, I feel like it's getting a little bit more popular. But
would that have been your favorite strike?
Practice it. Yeah, not a whole lot of people practice it, I think. And I think back then I was one of the few people who did, and I was able to win some fights that way.
Yeah. If you could sit down for dinner with anybody, who would it be?
It would probably be Miyumoto Musashi. Musashi was a Japanese samurai and sword 1600s, and I think the way that he lived his life and the way that he organized his thoughts and his training about the martial arts path was one that has inspired me a lot.